Okay, so hey Santiago, how are you? Welcome to this short of interview. The idea is to know you a little bit more in detail. Thank you for joining us in Anglo. I could notice in our system that you are using a lot or speaking events, so that's amazing. Thank you for that. The idea in this case is just to know you a little bit more in detail. So let me know a little bit about you. Where are you located? In general, how it was like your experience with practicing English before and during Anglo. So yeah, we can start with that.
My name is Santiago Romero. I live in Colombia, specifically in Santiago, that is in the Caribbean coast of the country. My experience with the platform is that, this is a kind of funny, silly experience that I tell to anybody that asks me the question. Is like, before using this platform, I was so overconfident about my knowledge and about everything related to English. And I was, I know how to write, I know how to read, I listen and hear to everything and everybody, and I can understand everything. And I was like, I should be able to maintain a conversation, to be fluent, and to have a good conversation. And the first time I had a conversation in English, it was so painful because I was so nervous, so anxious about answering the most basic question. And it was like the other person was asking me the most basic things like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know my name." And I was so nervous. And yeah, my experience with this platform, because this is the first uh, platform I have been using, and it's been a extremely good tool. It's been so useful for me for my whole um, process process of improving my English, um, and also to know people from other countries, to change culture, change things about different places, or ambitious about English, and to learn how to connect with others. I think that's the most important thing because, as I telling you, like you can know all those things about the English, the grammar, the reading, all those skills, but if you don't know how to connect with others, it's like knowing nothing, literally like doing nothing with the language.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, happy to hear that this is like helping you in your process of learning to practice English, basically. So yeah, that's amazing. And I'm noticing that your experience then it's a bit different from others because you were overconfident, but usually people are not that confident. It's like the opposite. So they are like a little bit afraid of speak, and also when they join the call, it's like, okay, it's time to be in front on other person, real person, not an AI or a mobile app, like you are like faking a real interaction. So when you are speaking like this with another person is where you have to really put in practice what you have been learning. So yeah, that's important. And also that happens as for you, like others could be more overconfident, but when you are in front of others, it's like, oh yeah, maybe I don't know as much as I know, and I have to practice more. So yeah, that's like the kind of situations that happens. And also it's the situation that will happen when you go outside. For instance, if you are going to do a trip to an English speaking country, or you met someone in your own country who doesn't speak Spanish in this case, and you have to communicate with that person in English, you're going to feel more confident because you already have that experience virtually, but you have that experience to be in front of others speaking in English. So yeah, that's amazing. And as you mentioned before, it's also like important to connect with others. It's like okay, it's not just to practice what like the grammar exactly to say it as you learn it, but also connecting with others. That's amazing. So, and it's also something that you can do here. My other question is before you found Anglo, how did you try to practice your second language? What were like the biggest challenges that you faced before Anglo to practice your skills?
Well, I used to practice with some AI platforms, AI apps, and chat groups, but the problem with those platforms, those apps, is like uh, the connections. The connection seems like fake, like everybody say is so moderated to saying scripted things, and it's very difficult to maintain a good connection in that kind of environment, and that's the really good thing about this platform, that there's a you like you face the real conversation, the real environment with all those factors that can affect a conversation, like environmental 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 problems, technical problems, like no noise, like misunderstanding. And it's like, because sometimes if we use one of those platforms that function with this AI, it's like everything you say is correct, and everything you try to communicate is correct, or is so, as I tell you, it's scripted. It's like, and it's limited. It's like for example, for going on to a trip or something, they ask the same. They're asking the same questions over and over again, like, oh, what's your name? What's your name? Where are you from? Where are you going? What would you like to do there? But in real conversations, most people don't really ask those questions. And in real conversations, we change topics so easily. It's like we can start talking about something, and literally 1 or 2 minutes later, we start to talk about an other random topic, and it's like just like that. It's spontaneously, and it's not as those AI platforms or apps that they're so linear in the conversation. And yeah, that's a really good thing for this platform. And what I really like to do to to meet people in this platform.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's true. The conversation topics when you are speaking with another person, it can change suddenly about different things, and even you forget about what you were talking 2 minutes ago. Yeah, because it's spontaneous. It's like when you are speaking with a friend or in Spanish with someone that you just met in an environment that is in a friendly environment. It's like because at the end it's professional, but not that much. But it's like someone that you can met in a future meeting, but maybe not. So you start speaking about many stuff at the same time, and you want to practice your speaking skills, and also because you are speaking directly with other person, just one by one, you have to pay a lot of attention of what the other person is saying. You are not in a passive kind of role while speaking and on these events, because like this call, I have to pay attention what are you saying in order for me to replicate and to be in a bi-directional conversation. So it's different if there is like a group of people, three or four in the same room, or these virtual rooms, because you can stay the 20 minutes of the session without saying a word, or just say hi, I'm Daniel from this part of the world, and that's it during 20 minutes. So he's not going to help you. You can be just passive the full time, but here you have to be more active. So that is it. It's also amazing about this space. What is your advice for others that wants to join to this kind of space? What kind of mindset do you think they should have when they join these speaking sessions?
I would say that one thing that characterize English learners that is that we always need to be we have to be humble about with others that are also learning or don't have the same level or have a best level than ours, because it's like, learning this language is a whole process where there's highs and lows, and sometimes we don't feel like saying anything. We are kind of introverts, and sometimes we really want to 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 talk and talk and talking for hours, literally hours. And I would recommend people to use this platform because, as I told you, it's a good way to face our fear to speak, because you can know everything about the grammar, you can listen to everything, but if you don't know how to communicate, it's like doing nothing. And and sometimes we are so nervous, so anxious about maintain to having a conversation, even though we really understand what others are saying. And yeah, it's really important, and it's really useful to use these kinds of platforms. And especially, because in this platform we can talk about several topics that are not just like, oh, okay, where let's say that you're going to a coffee shop, or you're going to a bookstore, or you're going to school, or wherever. We talk, the topics are more philosophical, psychological, that are meant to us to talk and discuss about literally everything. And it's a good thing because sometimes we are so close up to the same topics to answer the same questions, and that's not a real conversation. That's not what happens in a real conversation. A real conversation, you start to talk and discuss about several things at once, using a lot of idioms, a lot of things that we can understand what they mean, but sometimes we don't really know how to use it. And so, yeah, it's like, I'm gonna give you an example. Sometimes I I just I forgot about some phrasal verbs, some idioms, some slangs, and I don't know how to apply them to the conversation, how to use them in a conversation. But when I listen to to somebody saying them, I just start to like recall that information and to associate them and there was a word but I forgot about it. It's like uh, but anyway, and yeah, it's like it's a good thing to always be using these kinds of platforms for talking about several topics and to especially to face our fears, to talk and to open our minds to several topics, several environments, several aspects that can affect the conversation. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the thing about speaking with other people with the same level or lower level or higher level will help you as well because you're, I know that there are people that would like to speak all the time with others who has better level or native people. But sometimes also speaking with others, like in this case, with the same level, you also will help each other and also help you learn about the other people's mistakes. Because, for instance, for me, I'm not native, and I also know that I made a lot of mistakes, and I can recognize sometimes, not always, also my mistakes. And also for you in your side, you're going to start recognizing your own mistakes or all the other people's mistake. So yeah, that's also a way of learning. And if you also are speaking with other who has not a good level, even you can help them a little bit. And if the other persons try to switch to Spanish, for instance, in this case, you keep speaking in English and trying to help in that case of the other person. You don't have to teach them directly. It's just like, okay, just let's rephrase this or try to say it in this way. Yeah, it's simple in that case. So yeah, how do you feel about that specifically? That mm, we don't have yet like many natives in our platform. That's a true. We are working on it. But how do you feel speaking with other Spanish natives in English? Is that weird for you? How do you feel, for instance? Because I guess that for now you know what to expect. Uh, but at the beginning, when you recently joined at Anglo, how was you feeling about that?
Well, the first time I used this platform, I was like expecting that to meet with native speakers. Um, but you know, it's uh, really important to talk with learners that know that can understand us in our process of learning. And because it's like, let's say, for example, that I, well, the first time I used this platform and I was overconfident about my speaking skills, and and I got humble really easily. Now imagine if I had a conversation with a real native speaker. And I was going to be like, oh my God, it was so painful. I was so nervous. I'm not going to do it again. And but 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 by talking with other learners that are patient, uh, that are patient, that understand that you're kind of struggling with the language, with like guessing the words and like everything. Is very like useful because you feel less nervous, like less anxious about talking. And it's a good begin for us because we don't feel that extreme pressure of saying everything correctly to saying zero mistakes and say like that, to use all those phrasal verbs, all those idioms, and all those grammar rules, and we open our minds to make mistakes because by for learning we have to fail a lot of times, and yeah, and it's a good thing to talk up with natives. It could be a good thing to talk with native speakers, but at least I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you this example. I don't know if the same happens in the capital city or biggest city in the country, but I literally live in the countryside of the country, so you're not going to find anybody here to talk with in English in face-to-face conversation. So if you try to talk with somebody, they're going to be cursing at you. If they're going to say bad things at you because it's like they're going to say like, why are you talking in English if we are in a Spanish country? And yeah, it's really difficult to find places to talk with with others in English, and and this space gives us that opportunity to talk with others in English. Yeah,
Yeah.
because most of us we don't really have that opportunity, or sometimes because of our routine we don't have the time or the or the opportunity to know people in face to face, to meet people in face to have face to face conversations, and yeah, it is a is like this is like the easiest way to come to practice English, to practice English. This is the easiest way to practice English. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Santiago. Yeah, I think that it's very insightful, all of the things that you shared with us here during this call. So I really appreciate your time and also your advice for people who wants to join or they already join us. So yeah, thank you so much for this. Do you have something else that you would like to add to this conversation, or it's okay for you?
And I think that's it. The only thing I can say is to always keep practicing and always keep doing everything in your hands to improve your English, because it is really going to be helpful in your life. And yeah, using this platform is very useful. Very
Okay.
useful if you're beginning, if you want to practice with others, and if you want to learn how to maintain connections and to talk
Mm.
random things.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
Okay. That's amazing. Okay, Santiago, thank you so much then again for your time and see you around in Anglo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.